1. Ash-winged dawn goddess, oldest pterosaur discovered in North America. 2. Triassic bone bed discovery, North America's oldest pterosaur revealed. 3. Discovering Eotephradactylus mcintireae, a 200-million-year-old pterosaur species. 4. North America's oldest pterosaur discovered in Arizona, ancient winged reptile unearthed. 1. Ash-winged dawn goddess, oldest pterosaur discovered in North America. Imagine a creature the size of a small seagull, but instead of flocking to the beach, it soared through the skies over 200 million years ago. This is the story of North America's oldest known pterosaur ***, a flying reptile that has just been unveiled to the world thanks to a remarkable discovery in Arizona. But here's where it gets fascinating. This tiny, winged wonder wasn't just another fossil, it's a missing piece in the puzzle of prehistoric life, offering a glimpse into the late Triassic period when the first powered flyers took to the skies. For paleontologist Ben Kligman, the journey began with a single, fragile jawbone. Unearthed during a decades-long dig at the Petrified Forest National Park, this tiny fossil sparked a mystery. Was it a pterosaur, or something else entirely? Other researchers debated whether it could belong to a mammal, but Kligman was determined to solve the enigma. Under a microscope at the Smithsonian, where he serves as a Peter Buck postdoctoral fellow, he meticulously compared the jawbone to his mental catalogue of Triassic anatomy. Through a process of elimination, he and his team concluded, this was no ordinary fossil, it was a pterosaur star. And this is the part most people miss, the discovery wasn't just about identifying a new species. It's about filling a critical gap in the fossil record, one that predates the end Triassic extinction. Pterosaurs, with their delicate bones, rarely left complete fossils behind, making this find all the more extraordinary. The team named the species Eotephradactylus mcintireae or the ash-winged dawn goddess, honoring Suzanne McIntire, the dedicated volunteer who first spotted the jawbone among 1,200 other fossils at the Smithsonian's FossiLab. But why does this matter? Pterosaurs were the first animals after insects to evolve powered flight, and this particular species was small enough to perch on your shoulder, just like a seagull. Its discovery helps us understand how these ancient flyers evolved and thrived in a world alongside giant amphibians, armored crocodile relatives, and even one of the world's oldest turtles. But here's where it gets controversial. While some celebrate this find as a breakthrough, others question how much we can truly infer from a single jawbone. Is it enough to rewrite our understanding of Triassic ecosystems? And what does this discovery mean for the debate over pterosaur evolution? The fossil was dated with unusual precision to 209.2 million years ago, thanks to the volcanic ash layers where it was found. This not only confirms its status as North America's oldest pterosaur but also sheds light on a time when life was rapidly diversifying. Yet, the rarity of pterosaur fossils leaves many questions unanswered. Why did their bones preserve so poorly? Why didn't they live in areas conducive to fossilization? As Kligman puts it, it helps us understand what a pterosaur was and how they became what they would become. But what do you think? Is this discovery a game-changer, or just another piece of a much larger puzzle? Let's spark a conversation. Share your thoughts in the comments below. 2. Triassic bone bed discovery, North America's oldest pterosaur revealed. A remarkable discovery, the oldest pterosaur in North America uncovered from a bone bed dating back to the dawn of dinosaurs. In an astonishing revelation, recent research has unveiled a treasure trove of fossils that sheds light on the Triassic period, a time when the Earth was teeming with life. The Petrified Forest National Park in Arizona, often described as a fossil paradise, is home to a stunning array of prehistoric wonders. Here, amidst the sun-drenched rocks, one can find vibrant trunks of ancient conifers, the remnants of crocodile-like reptiles that once prowled the waters, and the skeletal remains of some of the earliest dinosaurs in North America. This rich collection of fossil sites provides a fascinating glimpse into the evolutionary changes that occurred during the Triassic period, which spanned from approximately 201 million to 252 million years ago in the Four Corners region of the United States. A recent study has focused on a specific bone bed, dating back around 209 million years, revealing a vibrant ecosystem that included the oldest known pterosaur discovered on the continent. This bone bed, designated as PFV 393, was discovered by the late fossil preparator Bill Amaral during a field trip in 2011. The goal was to uncover new fossils that could offer insights into the origins of modern reptiles and mammals. According to Ben Kligman, a paleontologist at the Smithsonian National Museum of Natural History and co-author of the study, the fossils were too delicate to be excavated in the field. To protect them, the paleontological team encased sections of the bone bed in plaster jackets, known as blind jackets, ensuring the fossils remained intact until they could be carefully extracted and studied at the museum. The findings from this site have provided a detailed view of a Triassic ecosystem. In a paper published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, Kligman and his colleagues detailed the discovery of 1,468 fossils, representing a diverse array of Triassic organisms, some of which are familiar while others are quite unusual. The ancient waterways were home to scaly fish, while early frogs hopped through the shallows. Phytosaurs, crocodile-like reptiles, lurked along the banks, and the dragon-like Van Clevia scoured the area for small prey. Meanwhile, armadillo-like relatives of crocodiles, known as Eotephradactylus, grazed on plants and insects. Above this bustling scene soared the early Pterosaur, Eotephradactylus. ***, did you know? What exactly is a pterosaur? ***. Pterosaurs were a group of flying reptiles closely related to dinosaurs. They first appeared during the Triassic period, around 235 million years ago, and became extinct approximately 66 million years ago. Among the numerous fossils extracted from PFV 393, only 3 specimens of Eotephradactylus have been identified so far. This small collection includes a lower jawbone with teeth, a solitary tooth, and a finger bone. Despite their limited number, these bones exhibit the distinctive anatomical features characteristic of pterosaurs. These reptiles diverged from their common ancestor with dinosaurs earlier in the Triassic and began to develop the ability to fly. Unlike their feathered descendants, early pterosaurs like Eotephradactylus had hollow bones and leathery wings formed from skin stretched between their bodies and elongated fourth fingers. Finding pterosaur fossils is notoriously challenging. Their fragile, hollow bones often disintegrate before they can be buried and fossilized. Pterosaurs are cheeky, remarks Natalia Jagielska, a paleontologist from the Chinese University of Hong Kong who was not involved in this study. For these flying reptiles to become fossils, they needed to be in an environment where they could be quickly covered before natural elements, scavengers, or decomposition could destroy their remains. Jagielska notes that this makes the preservation of delicate flying animals in inland settings quite rare, yet somehow, Eotephradactylus managed to be preserved in the fossil record. The fossils also provide clues as to why this pterosaur was found among stream-dwelling creatures. While many later pterosaurs evolved toothless beaks, early pterosaurs like Eotephradactylus had teeth. The teeth from the specimen studied by Kligman and his team were worn down, suggesting that the pterosaur was feeding on relatively hard prey. The small, scaly fish discovered at PFV 393 appear to match the wear patterns observed on Eotephradactylus's teeth. This indicates that these pterosaurs frequently return to areas with flowing water, where sediment could cover their remains. Kligman explains, our analysis of fossil preservation and deposition in this bone bed suggests that abandoned river channels can serve as low-energy environments where delicate bones of animals like pterosaurs might initially be deposited. Bones that fell into these channels were subsequently covered by sediment during monsoons or heavy rains, creating a cycle of preservation that occurred over hundreds of years. This was not a single unfortunate event, but rather the result of many years of animals living in and around a channel, Kligman adds. The discovery of Eotephradactylus is not the only significant finding from this collection of Triassic fossils. While many of the bones belong to species previously identified at other locations within Petrified Forest National Park, some remain enigmatic. A jawbone found at the site bears a resemblance to those of ancient protomammals, which were believed to have gone extinct by the later Triassic. Experts are uncertain about the identity of this creature, but it suggests that there may be more undiscovered species hidden within the park's geological layers. The 16 different vertebrates identified at the site illustrate how various groups of organisms occupied distinct ecological niches even during the Triassic. Unlike other fossil sites that contain dinosaur bones or predatory crocodiles, PFV 393 represents a lush habitat with flowing water. More broadly, the diversity of organisms found here highlights how different reptilian groups were traversing the supercontinent Pangaea before a mass extinction event 201 million years ago that marked the end of the Triassic and the beginning of the Jurassic. Eotephradactylus stands out as the oldest pterosaur discovered outside of Europe. The fossil evidence suggests that small pterosaurs were already expanding into new habitats across Pangaea by 209 million years ago. This widespread distribution likely played a crucial role in their survival during the volcanic activity that led to the mass extinction at the end of the Triassic. Flight is a valuable adaptation for survival, Jagielska notes, as it allows organisms to cover vast distances in search of food. The ability to fly and quickly spread across Pangaea enabled pterosaurs to diversify into numerous forms, enhancing their chances of long-term survival. Additionally, the researchers emphasize the significance of turtle fossils found at the site, which contribute to our understanding of the evolutionary history of these shelled reptiles. At the time, Petrified Forest National Park was situated near the equator, and the turtle fossils represent a terrestrial form with a thin shell and neck spikes. These turtles inhabited areas near flowing channels but had not yet evolved into fully aquatic reptiles. Previously, a significant 12 million year gap existed between the mass extinction at the end of the Triassic and the nearest fossils found in petrified forest. Thanks to this new discovery, that gap has now been reduced to 8 million years, providing a clearer picture of life around streams during a period when small, furry dinosaurs roamed through towering conifer forests. The ancient channels played a vital role in covering and preserving the bones of the creatures that inhabited these environments, from the fish swimming below to the flying reptiles soaring above. Kligman and his colleagues propose that similar stream deposits in other regions may yield crucial fossils that further illuminate the unfolding of life during this period over millions of years. Piece by piece, a comprehensive picture of Triassic life is gradually coming into focus. 3. Discovering Eotephradactylus mcintireae, a 200 million year old pterosaur species. Imagine uncovering a creature that soared the skies over 200 million years ago, long before the first birds took flight. A recent discovery has unveiled just that, a jawbone belonging to a previously unknown species of pterosaur, an ancient flying reptile that coexisted with dinosaurs. This revelation isn't just a step back in time, it's a leap into understanding Earth's prehistoric ecosystems and how life evolved after some of the planet's most tumultuous periods. The story begins in Arizona, where paleontologists unearthed the fossilized jawbone back in 2011. At first glance, it seemed like another relic from deep time, but cutting-edge scanning technologies have since revealed intricate details that set this specimen apart. Researchers at the Smithsonian's National Museum of Natural History in Washington, D.C. led the effort to classify the creature, ultimately naming it Eotephradactylus mcintireae star. The name translates to ash-winged dawn goddess, a nod to the volcanic ash that played a crucial role in preserving its remains within an ancient riverbed. But here's where it gets fascinating: this jawbone wasn't found in isolation. It was part of a treasure trove of fossils unearthed from the same site, including fish scales, teeth, bones, and even fossilized feces, known as coprolites. These remnants paint a vivid picture of an ecosystem frozen in time. Dr. Ben Kligman, one of the lead researchers, explained that identifying pterosaur bones in such deposits suggests there may be countless other Triassic-era sites worldwide holding similar secrets. Could your backyard harbor traces of these ancient flyers? It's a tantalizing thought. Delving deeper into the anatomy of Eotephradactylus mcintireae scientists examined its teeth for clues about its diet. What they found was intriguing: the tips of the teeth showed significant wear, hinting at a feeding habit involving hard-bodied prey. According to Dr. Kligman, this pterosaur likely dined on primitive fish covered in bony armor, an early version of today's armored catfish or sturgeon. Imagine a seagull-sized reptile swooping down to snatch up its meal from ancient waters. Doesn't that spark curiosity about what else might have been on the menu? This discovery offers more than just insights into one species, it provides a snapshot of an entire ecosystem teetering between extinction and evolution. Giant amphibians, ancient crocodile relatives clad in armor, and familiar creatures like frogs and turtles all shared this landscape. Scientists describe the fossil bed as evidence of a critical evolutionary transition occurring around 200 million years ago. Groups destined to thrive in later eras lived alongside those unable to survive past the Triassic period. Fossil beds like this allow us to reconstruct not only individual species but also the complex web of life during this transformative time. And this is the part most people miss. While we marvel at the beauty of these ancient fossils, they're more than relics, they're pieces of a puzzle telling us how modern biodiversity came to be. But what if our interpretations are incomplete? Some experts argue that focusing solely on physical traits can sometimes overlook behavioral nuances. Could Eotephradactylus have had social behaviors or migration patterns we haven't yet considered? What do you think? As debates continue, one thing is clear: discoveries like this remind us of nature's incredible resilience and diversity. Do you agree that studying the distant past holds answers to questions about our present and future? Share your thoughts below, we'd love to hear them. For North America's oldest pterosaur discovered in Arizona, ancient winged reptile unearthed. Buried treasure in Arizona rewrites the story of flight. At a remote fossil bed in Arizona, Smithsonian scientists have uncovered North America's earliest pterosaur. Dated to exactly 209.2 million years ago, this remarkable find pushes back our understanding of when vertebrates first took to the skies. But here's where it gets controversial. Pterosaurs weren't dinosaurs, they were the first group of vertebrates to evolve powered flight. These winged reptiles glided above prehistoric landscapes long before birds even existed. The newly discovered specimen offers fresh clues about how their unique wings and lightweight bones developed, adding depth to a story that until now was based on just two fragmentary Triassic pterosaurs in North America. Precise dating makes this specimen a game-changer. According to Ben Kligman, a Smithsonian paleontologist, knowing its exact age helps place it accurately on the evolutionary timeline. That level of precision is rare among fossils from 209 million years ago, and it could reshape models of how early pterosaurs adapted to changing environments. Suzanne McIntire, a former museum volunteer, found the key piece of the puzzle, a fossilized jaw with teeth still embedded. Seeing the teeth intact meant identification would be far more straightforward, she explained. This detail not only confirmed the creature's diet but also its place in the pterosaur family tree. Analysis of the jaw shows the teeth were worn down, suggesting a diet of armored fish. And in life, this reptile was so small that it might have perched on a human shoulder. Imagine a shadow passing overhead as you stroll, your own personal Jurassic sidekick. The team has christened the new species Eotephradactylus mcintireae, or ash-winged dawn goddess, nodding to volcanic ash at the dig site and Eos, the Greek deity of dawn. But does such a poetic name risk blurring the line between myth and science? That's the part most people miss. This discovery comes from Petrified Forest National Park, where researchers have excavated over 1,200 fossils, ranging from fish scales and teeth to fossilized excrement. These specimens paint a picture of a once-lush floodplain ecosystem, home to 6-foot-long amphibians, armored crark relatives, and early frogs and turtles roaming together. One surprising resident was a tiny turtle with spike-like armor, its shell small enough to fit inside a showbox, coexisting with the earliest known turtles. Its rapid spread across Pangaea hints at a surprisingly fast migration for such a slow-moving creature. Some experts argue that pterosaur origins remain mysterious because early species appear suddenly in the fossil record with fully formed wings. The delicate, hollow bones of Triassic pterosaurs usually don't survive fossilization, making this find even more extraordinary. Could there be more such fossils hidden in similar river deposits around the world? The presence of fused tooth sockets, shared by both this pterosaur and slender Triassic reptiles called lagopetids, raises provocative questions. Are lagopetids close cousins of pterosaurs, or is this link an evolutionary red herring? By unearthing Eotephradactylus mcintireae, Smithsonian scientists hope to inspire fresh searches in overlooked sedimentary layers. Could this lead to the missing chapters in the early history of flight? What do you think? Should we continue reading myth into scientific names, or stick strictly to descriptive Latin? And are we ready to redefine the early evolution of flight based on a creature smaller than a pigeon? Sound off below and share your thoughts.